Morning, sir.
Is it? I hadn't noticed. Oh. Don't lose that. Stimulating tone. About Schoenberg.
Pleasant flight?
Spare me the barbershop routine, Cadell. It's too early for small talk.
Everything's fixed.
I should hope so. Just let me know.
You're joking.
He'll love you for this.
Sorry about this, sir, but I didn't want to take the cost of it now.
Good grief, what is it? Bumbos on wheels.
Good morning. Take my briefcase in, Werner. I want to have a word with the chef.
Very good, sir.
Thanks.
Miniaturized, activated by the tone of the human voice. That way the spool in it starts turning when someone's actually speaking.
You know the model, of course.
Know it? Probably one of ours.
Do you want me to lock him up?
Unofficially. What do we know about him?
Name's Werner. Been employed for about 2 years. C2 security rating. Started working for Letby about 8 months ago.
Better let the word percolate that we picked him up. Now, on second thoughts, I'll do that.
I thought he'd be useful.
Useful, yes, but he's no Mata Hari. Won't get you on the birthday honors list.
Oh.
Commander Hastings.
Colonel Valenko.
You wished to see me?
Delightful evening. Best canapes outside of Paris.
Another 14 minutes and you can see our satellite, moon probe, passing overhead.
Oh, really? Is it still there?
7 months, and never been more than 4 degrees off course.
7 months, 4 degrees. I must remember that. Champagne and caviar. West and East unite. All political differences are lost in a good menu. Must be a moral there somewhere.
I'll send you a crate of our new Black Sea wines. Splendid, yeah.
Oh, do. My chauffeur has an insatiable thirst. Oh. Talking of chauffeurs, Colonel, I have some rather disturbing news for you. At the British consulate this morning, a man was arrested. A spy. And the military and naval men like you and me, Colonel, we're no longer safe.
Shameful.
Isn't it?
What was his name?
Oh, Weingarten, some such name. I tell you just to warn you.
We have confidence in our security.
Oh, don't misunderstand me, Colonel. It is just a warning between friends. You know, our leaders are so fickle that one slip can undo years of faithful service.
Thank you. If there's ever anything I can do...
Oh, yes, as a matter of fact. Perhaps a couple of tickets for the next visit by the Bolshoi. Werner, that was the name. A good man. Misguided, but good.
Has he talked?
Do they ever?
I hope I'm interrupting something.
Miller, you might as well know. It'll be in all the papers tomorrow.
What will?
Don't you know either?
Should I?
Mr. Miller is our leading foreign
All right,
correspondent.
all right. What will?
Colonel Valenkoff just has a new appointment.
Congratulations.
Head of the local chapter of American Intelligence.
Funny, funny.
Well, if you'll excuse me. They take the Bollinger off at 9:30. If I hurry, I might just catch it before it leaves. Oh, and by the way, the British Trade Fair opens next week. I hope I shall see you both there.
Sure. I love antiquities.
I hope you're not being personal.
Well, I really should be going too.
I want a minute of your time, Colonel. The next minute.
Well?
Last Wednesday, you arrested an American citizen. Asai Rosen, sales representative for the...
Sales, nothing. Rosen is one of your top men. You know it, and I know it, so please don't play the game with me.
He's a salesman.
In the infantry at Okinawa in 1944, student of Russian at the Monterey Language School, is it? 4950, intelligence officer Korea 51, Air Force Intelligence West Berlin 56 to 63, and now to Amal for the CIA in 64. Doesn't leave much time for selling.
What's the next step?
Well, now, we have Rosen, the British have Werner, and you have no one, Mr. Miller. Keep me posted.
Amor se colpa tu, me pizzichi, mi stuzzichi, me pungichi, mi mastichi, che cosa questo?
Hello. What are you doing here? Oh, yes, of course, you're the spy chappie, aren't you? Got caught. Not very bright, was it?
Occupational hazard?
You know, you shouldn't actually drink this stuff. It should just be sniffed. What are they going to do with you?
Don't know.
What is it, blindfold and a light breakfast?
We're not at war.
I keep forgetting. How much do they pay you?
Why do you ask?
Well, I'm just curious. If I were a spy, I'd want paying well, you know? Living on your nerves, every knock at the door a potential enemy, never knowing who's your friend.
1,500.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You're joking.
Plus bonuses.
How do they pay you? Banker's draft?
You ask too many questions.
You're quite right, I do. Banker's draft?
Yes.
Where'd you collect it? At the cigar shop?
How did you know?
Thought everybody knew. Weather's getting warmer, the fish are biting. Amazing, straight out of boy's own paper, isn't it?
How did you know?
Oh, I suppose somebody must have told me.
You're one of us.
Oh, it took you a long time to work that one out, didn't it?
So Commander Hastings sent you to see me?
That's correct, sir.
Well, what seems to be the trouble, as the doctor said to the patient?
Well, it could all be quite innocent. There could be nothing to it.
On the other hand?
Well, let me tell you the whole story.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Ah, here we are.
Oh, thanks. Well, this Janacek is a fellow exhibitor. Next stand to mine. Transistors, resistors, computers, you know, all that sort of thing.
Is he a technical man himself?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, that's unusual. I'd have thought it was a salesman's pitch. Oh.
Well, not really. I think he's there principally to make any technical explanation, plus the fact he speaks Amal.
Ah, I see. I'm with you.
Well, he's also at the same hotel as me, Ulysses Palace.
God bless the expense account.
Well, I'm convinced he's being intimidated.
By who?
A couple of local thugs. I've seen them hanging around the show. Then last night they had tried to have a go at him in the hotel bar. He tries to throw them off, but they won't have it.
Well, have you approached him about it?
I've tried. He's scared to death, Mr. Cadell. Scared to death.
You say he speaks Amal?
Well, he's a local, you know, local born.
Janacek. Do you know his Christian name?
No.
Well, it's not an Amal name. Sounds to me as though he comes from over the border.
Well, that's more your province. I'm not up in your local semantics.
Well, I'll certainly look into it, Mr. Johnson. Thank you very much for being so public-spirited.
Not at all. There's one very frightened man in Amal. I think...
Anton Janacek. Met born Pex, May the 3rd, 1920. Studied school at St. John the Martyr Tiara. Won scholarship to New College, Oxford, 1946. Took a start first in 1949. Research fellowship at Cornell University, 1950-51. Entered industry, 1963.
Sounds a good man to have on the team.
As you say, when can you start?
Half an hour ago.
Good. Well, thank you, Mr. Johnson. You can leave it with us now. Don't intrude, but don't ignore him. You a card player?
Yes.
Poker face. You may know who has all the aces, but don't let on. Try and behave just as you did before, eh? And if you see Cadell here poking around, pretend you didn't.
Very good, Commander.
When I should be back in London in a couple of weeks myself, perhaps we might dine together.
Oh, certainly. My pleasure.
Do you know Parker's Club?
What, St. James's?
Yeah.
Oh, very well.
Yes, well, we might dine there and have a rubber bridge afterwards, huh?
Sounds great.
There, Parker. Well, perhaps we might dine. Have a rubber bridge afterwards. We'll have 2 rubbers, 1 each. Then you can rub each other out.
Oh, exit.
Oh, good evening. A guest down the corridor saw someone break into your room. Is everything all right?
Oh, perfectly.
Well, perhaps I ought to look.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, excuse me.
I had lost something. I was getting anxious.
Anxious?
Yes.
So anxious you couldn't even remember if you'd left it in the soap?
Ah, that must have fallen on the floor.
Oh, yes. Do you want to know who did it?
I told you.
I did.
You? But why? I've never seen you
I
before.
needed to know something.
What?
How far you'd allow things to go before you had the sense to pick up that telephone and ask for help.
Who are you?
My name's Cadell. I'm with the British Consulate.
What do you want?
9 till 12 this morning, you were at the exhibition on the Gibbs electronics stand. You were under constant surveillance by 2 local goons. You knew they were there. At 12:15, you dined at the Lonely Hussar Cafe. Again, you were followed. Again, you knew. They made no effort to hide themselves. At 2:20, you went to the Bijou Cinema. You've got terrible taste in films. You could at least have chosen the Fellini. Anyway, inside you talked to these same 2 men. Grey suits, grey hats, grey faces. The regulation number of gold fillings and the smell of garlic. Do you want me to go on?
No.
town?
My sister. She's across the border. She's sick. She needs help.
Where to Laurel and Hardy, pity.
They will take me to her at a cost, a great cost.
So why haven't you gone?
I don't trust them.
Why not?
One hears stories. People being pushed out of cars, passports, money, everything stolen.
Oh, yes.
Would you trust them?
No. No, it's quite obviously a trap. A blind man could see it 10 miles away.
Well, that's what I thought. But she is sick.
Oh, thank you.
I have these letters which prove it.
Her handwriting?
Oh, definitely. She talks about not having enough money for the operation, for the hospital bill.
They'll say anything with a revolver in the back of their neck.
Not Sylvie.
Mr. Janacek, a lot of people have been caught out making that mistake. You put one foot over the border, and you'll be arrested.
I'm a British subject.
Where were you born? And that's what counts. Perhaps your knowledge could be useful to them.
I don't know anything they don't already know. I'm not a physicist, a research chemist, or an expert in cybernetics.
You misunderstand, Mr. Janacek. Things are much, much subtler than that. You're local, expatriate. That makes you newsworthy. Your defection would be a minor triumph, a feather in the propaganda boy's hat. You're not another Pontecorvo, agreed, but a useful asset on the balance sheet. 2 months' time, it's the end of their financial year. Oh, yes. It works just like a company. Unless there's something good to show, cuts have to be made. There'll be less rubles from Moscow. Less vodka, less Slivorovitz. That's the way their minds work. It's like boxers who pile on the pressure in the last half minute so as to leave a good impression on the referee's mind.
I would be a good impression.
Yeah. If there were nothing better.
They must be desperate.
They are. So are we. It's a pretty desperate business. You should see what gets done for a knighthood. Or a seat on a board of an insurance company. Twin carrots for Whitehall donkeys. I'm speaking unofficially, of course.
What do I do?
You give me her full name, her address, and photo.
And then what?
They do nothing. Good morning. Miss Janacek,
Yes?
may I come in? Functional?
Strictly?
State-owned?
Naturally?
Do you think I might have a glass of water? Is the flat bugged?
What do you mean?
Hidden microphone.
No.
Are you sure?
Quite sure.
Sorry to be so melodramatic.
I don't understand. Who are you? What do you want?
I'm an acquaintance of your brother's.
Of Anton's?
Yes.
How is he?
Oh, he's fine.
I'm glad. And his job?
Well, he seems to be doing well.
He was always the clever one. Where is he?
Marseille.
Why didn't he tell me?
He did, he wrote, but obviously the letter was intercepted.
The authorities are far more lenient. I have many letters from the West.
The political climate's almost as fickle as the British one.
The water is nothing to shout about, but I have some plum brandy if you'd like it.
Oh, I'd love some, thank you. Your brother's been receiving letters saying you were sick, that you needed money.
Letters? From whom?
Well, he thought they were from you.
Well, I didn't write it, but it's a marvelous forgery. It's virtually my writing.
You don't look that sick, either.
I'm not. I've never been ill in my life, touch wood.
No, neither have I. Well, it's quite obviously a trap.
Trap?
Yes, I think so. Your brother's very worried about you.
He's a born warrior.
No, he went to school locally, did he?
No, he went to live with an aunt in Tara. You're not testing me, are you?
Perhaps.
Remember, Mr. Englishman, I didn't ask you to come here.
Oh, that's true.
But I will ask you to leave. Tell Anton to forget about me. I'm safe and well.
At the moment.
Oh, you foretell the future, too, do you? Is there no limit to your talents?
Why so aggressive?
You. You're so condescending. You sneer at my flat. You look at my clothes as if they were rags.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Can't understand.
Try me.
You're a Westerner, a British passport in your pocket, and you can thumb your nose at the world.
Not anymore.
Comparatively speaking.
Perhaps.
You come in here. You talk to me about Anton. You open the window on a new world. A world that I shall never see or touch. Are you surprised that I blow up?
Have you a recent photograph of yourself?
Yes, I have.
Could I have one? It's not for me. Now, could you write something on it? Something that'll mean something to Anton. To Anton, and to no one else.
Well, a few more lines around the eyes. A little older, but it's Sylvie. How did you do it, Mr. Cadell? How did you do it?
I did it. Let's leave it at that.
Well, can you take me to her, arrange a meeting?
No.
Well, you haven't whet my appetite just to tell me to go home to forget her.
I didn't say that, did I?
How ill is she?
She's not ill at all.
Maybe she's putting on a brave front.
No, she's as fit as you or I.
But the letters?
Fakes. Cheese in the trap.
She said so.
Yes?
But why me?
I told you why, Mr. Janacek.
My sister is just over the border, just a few miles away, and there's nothing to be done. She's my sister, Mr. Cadell, my only living relative. Now, I can't just go away and leave her. If I'm not going to do as these two men ask, why don't I just go and see her? What have I got to lose?
Your freedom. It's your choice, Mr. Janacek.
Choice? That means you have at least two things to pick from. Where's the choice?
I'll help you.
How?
I'm pretty sure I've got an idea of getting Sylvie to Master.
Well, go on.
It'll take money.
Oh, that's the least of my worries. I live like a hermit. I don't spend.
Now, you understand, I'm doing this unofficially as a private individual.
Yes, I understand.
Now, all we need is a girl who looks as much like Sylvie as possible.
Oh, what for?
Well, I shall go for a day trip over the border with Sylvie. And when I come back, with the girl, and when I come back, it'll be with Sylvie.
What about the other girl?
She'll have to go to the police, say she was robbed, had her money stolen. Then the police will create, but eventually they'll let her go.
How do we warn Sylvie?
No, you just leave that to me.
It's all so simple.
So is the Trojan horse. Now, all we need is a girl, and we need to pay her enough inconvenience money to do the job.
We will pay her, don't worry about that. But where do we start?
We just scour the town till we find a girl who looks reasonably like this.
Any luck?
2 blisters, 3 months wear off my heels, and almost arrested for soliciting.
Oh, well, cheer up. Another beer.
What about you?
Well, good news.
Really?
Possible. And not more than that, possible.
Where is she?
Well, I shall take you to her.
What are we waiting for?
No. Drink a drink. There's no hurry. Here's to success.
Oh, sure.
Of course, you'll have to have her hair done like Sylvie's in the photograph.
No problem.
And the resemblance is not really that strong. It's just a similar coloring. But anyway, you see for yourself.
Oh. Have you approached her?
No. I wanted you to see her first.
Here?
Oh, don't worry.
Take a seat. Be with you in a jiffy. Haircut, shave.
Oh, my friend would like a manicure.
Manicure. Hair all over his collar and he wants a manicure.
Manicure?
A manicure.
Rosa. Manicure.
Oh, thank you.
Well, what can I do for you, then?
It's 5:15. You close at 6. How much to close the shop now?
Oh, it's a very busy hour. The shops are shut in. The
Yes,
offices
how
are
much?
closing.
Would that be enough?
Suppose so.
Well, then close the shop.
I don't understand.
You don't have to.
Shut. Can't you read?
You could wait in the back.
Well, thanks very much.
Well, she's not your wife, is she?
What do you want?
We need your help.
Mine? What for?
Well, we'll come to that. Now, how would you like to earn the equivalent of 100 English pounds?
I wouldn't.
Why not?
Same reason as I don't want to go to prison. It can't be legal.
But if it were, you'd like the money.
Of course I'd like the money. What would I have to do?
Come with me over the border.
That all?
Well, then you'd say your money and your papers have been stolen, you see. You'd get arrested, but after a while they'd let you go.
How do you know?
Well, it's happened before.
Not to me, it hasn't. No, I don't like the sound of it.
Yeah, but you like the sound of the money.
What use is money to me if I'm in prison?
But you won't go to prison.
That's what you say. Be too late to argue with you when I'm in some drafty cell. No, I'm sorry, sir. I can't help you.
Offer her more.
Did you hear that? My friend wants to offer you more money.
It's too risky.
Ow! Yeah, well, that's that. Come on. It was worth a try.
Well, why me? Why not somebody else?
Because his sister looks like you. Now, we thought perhaps we could get her through on your papers. Perhaps save her life. Okay, well, if you change your mind, my friend's name is Mr. Janacek. He's staying at the Ulysses Palace.
I remember.
Too soft. You didn't sell it hard enough. You should have offered her more money. You should have offered another £50, and then she would have had to say yes. Well, wouldn't she? She would have had to say yes. Maybe. It is a year's wages. She would have had to agree.
I prefer her to think it over.
Why?
I'm the one who's going with her, remember? And I like a girl who stops to think.
Oh, I want an intellectual. Thank you. Janacek. Yes. We will be there.
Well?
9 o'clock in the barber's shop. She wants to hear more about it.
See what I mean? Very good. It's very good.
It's not my normal line, you understand. I was short back in size.
No, it's
That's
fine,
me.
Fine.
Well, thank you very much.
I wonder if we might have a few words alone with Rosa.
Surely.
Now, I'll pick you up at 10 in the morning. Just imagine you're going for a day's drive.
What do I wear?
Headscarf and dark glasses. Now, I'll fix the dress. Don't worry about that. Some identity papers and some money. Or perhaps a couple of apples in your handbag.
What for?
Realism.
What do I tell the police?
Well, we'll rehearse that tomorrow morning. Now, don't worry.
And the money? $10.
Half a dozen deep breaths.
What?
Deep breaths. Don't argue.
We're going to the caves.
Brudno?
Correct.
You came last week.
You've got a good memory. I come most weeks to show people around.
There are guides.
Well, it's part of my job.
Sylvie? Hello?
Gloves. You must be early.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm late. Will this be all right?
That's fine, yes.
I'll change.
Right, quick as you can. Where have you been?
To work. I told them I had a headache. They won't expect me till tomorrow.
That's good. Oh, Sylvie, this is Rosa.
I couldn't believe it. It seemed too good to be true.
Oh, I'm no heroine. I'm only doing it for the money.
Spoken like a true professional. Rosa, don't forget the papers.
Born Martha, April 12th, 1940. Identity card 86942.
Number 86942. Born Martha, April 12th, 1940. Thank you.
The photo's an old one, so there's no problem. Rosa, headscarf, dark glasses. Now, Rosa, you stay here till 2. Don't answer the door, do nothing. Then let yourself out and go to the nearest police station.
Tears and tantrums.
That's right, angry, bit frightened, but mainly angry. Or perhaps you could break the heel off your shoe. Frightened women, it's always very good for sympathy. Right, 2 hours. That's long enough for a trip to the caves. The guard might remember. Right, good luck. I shan't forget my first manicure. Okay?
I don't know what to say. Thank you seems so very inadequate.
Safe crossing.
Thank you. Good luck.
Right. Okay.
Oh, there's some coffee in the
don't
kitchen
worry
if
about
you
the
want
coffee.
it. One, wait. I'm sorry to ask you to stop, but I just can't wait.
Well, make it a quick one.
Yes, I will.
Sylvie!
Mr. Cadell.
No. Billy Muggins.
Assisting one person to cross the frontier on another person's papers. That's a very serious offense.
Thanks for everything.
You British. You're so predictable. You make Pavlov's dogs look like beginners.
Any clue?
Not a thing.
Do you want me to inform the police? Well, I don't know what they're going to say in Tara. No reports, no memos. Working in a vacuum. I mean, it's against training, tradition. Offends first principles.
Well, Simons, Hastings. Get a line on a fellow called Janacek, will you? Registered at the Ulysses Palace. He's here with the British Trade Mission.
Janacek.
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 Hastings? Oh, show him up, will you? Yes, I'll see him in here. Miller.
Miller.
Miller. I'd like to see him alone, if you don't mind.
Not at all. You'll, keep me posted.
Naturally.
Janacek.
Come in.
Slumming?
You're so right. Miller, my dear fellow, come in. The water's fine.
How are you, Commander?
Great. Now, you smoke?
Takes a man to handle one of those things.
True. Well, how's it go?
Trying a new mallet putter. I've high hopes. You swing it through your legs like a pendulum.
Sounds lethal.
What keeps you in Massa?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. Diplomatic cocktail. Chiefly the British Trade Mission. And a few antiquities, of course.
I thought Commander Hastings never spent more than one night in any town that didn't boast a 5-star restaurant with a gastronome's menu.
Don't quote Time magazine at me. My ego couldn't stand it.
10 days, that's quite a stay.
You've been counting.
Rates are mentioned in our intelligence reports.
Oh, yes. Talking of your intelligence reports, I didn't like the bit in the last one about Colonel Valenkov. He seems a little unchivalrous, spiteful.
I didn't realize you were on the circulation list.
I see them second-hand through the Coke stains and the ice cream stains.
Still winning friends and influencing people.
One tries. I can't remember why you came.
I didn't tell you.
Oh. What's that about that? One doesn't like to feel one's losing one's grip.
Werner.
Peugeot.
None other.
What about him?
I want him.
You. He's not one of yours, is he?
I didn't say that.
True. Spying in the British consulate. Very unsavory business.
Misplaced enthusiasm.
A graduate cum laude of understatement.
Do I get him?
A little quid for my quote.
Let's keep it in English, please, Commander.
What's in it for us?
Cadell.
I don't understand.
Yesterday afternoon, he was arrested 8 miles over the border, attempting to smuggle a girl back into a mall. Forged papers, unsavory business. All the ingredients of a Roman holiday, if you happen to work for Pravda.
Why have you been told and not us?
Commander, I know you're doing a great job. I realize you're thin on the ground, the dollar goes a lot further than sterling, and I know you're still very much in the post-Blake depression.
Look, spare me the consolation speech, will you? The anemic applause for the perennial second best. Next, I'll be having that bit about how we didn't get thick steaks during the war.
Cadell.
I repeat, why you?
It's very involved.
Look, let me try and stagger through it. You fill me in on the bits that go over my head.
They have Cadell.
Yes, I can just about manage that.
You have Werner?
Yes.
They want us to act as intermediaries, entrepreneurs.
That word. Why?
We fixed the trap for Cadell.
Silly question, I know. Why?
They've got one of our men.
My God, I should have guessed.
This way nobody loses face.
Amazing, isn't it? Everybody goes 3 paces forward and 3 paces back and ends up in square one. Very elaborate trap.
Very.
Must be one of your top men.
Whose?
Yours.
He's had his moments.
Yes, but according to Rossini, Wagner had his moments, but he also had his quarters of an hour.
Wasn't Wagner.
Must have been Cy Rosen.
Impressive.
Mm. Now he's blown, what use is he to you?
We'll find a niche for him.
It's a plausible story, Miller, God knows, but surely you didn't set all this up just as an insurance policy for one of your agents.
Operatives, operatives.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Nonetheless, we have a deal?
A pre-packed, hygienically wrapped, all-American bastard.
The trouble about this game, Commander, you never know when you're slipping on the snakes or climbing up the ladders.
Hastings? Kelly. Oh, hold on. I'll scramble. Well, the exchange went off all right, quite smoothly.
How about Werner, the chauffeur?
No problem. Went on the payroll with effect from this morning. I just offered him a little more money.
Well, money's no substitute for patriotism, or even fanaticism if it comes to that.
True. Werner's not a patriot, but he is fanatical about money. And he could be useful to us.
Well, how reliable is he?
We'll start him on a D3 rating. He knows nothing apart from the address of his postbox.
Good. What about Cadell?
What about him?
And what does he know about Werner?
Nothing. It didn't seem necessary.
Probably just as well if he doesn't know.
Here endeth his first lesson. I suppose it's raining in London.
Naturally. It's October in Whitehall. What do you expect?
Nah.
When are you going back to Tyra?
After lunch. I'm just going in to slap Cadell's wrist. Wanton disregard for procedure, irresponsible teenager behavior.
Actually, did quite a nice job.
Actually, very nice.
Silly girl.
Dinner at the American consulate, 7:30 for 8 on Tuesday.
Do you want me to go?
Letby does. I have to go back to Tyra. Yours isn't the only nose that needs wiping. Actually, the American ambassador's coming up from Massa, so it shouldn't be too bad a dinner. The wine's not up to much, but they make up for that with cranberry sauce and canned ketchup, you know. And the company will be impeccably boring. They play the swivel game.
Swivel?
Yes. The ambassador and his lady speak to the person on their right during the soup, their left during the fish, their right during the meat, and so on. It confuses eating with watching tennis. It's something to do with the American monopoly of Wimbledon during the late 40s.
I'm sorry about the mess-up, sir.
And so you should be. I've known a lot of men, Cadell, wonderful on paper, great talkers, but when the heat's on, they go all to pieces. But this was a classic, an all-time low.
Yes, sir.
In Whitehall parlance, there are two terms for this sort of operation, a foobar and a foobies. A foobar is fouled up beyond all recognition. Do you think that describes your little effort? No. No, yours went one better, the highest accolade in incompetence. The foobies. Fouled up before it even began.
I said I'm sorry, sir. What more can I do?
Develop a little humility and do it quickly. Recognize the fact, Cadell, that you could conceivably be wrong. And that you could possibly be mistaken.
Sir, I made a prize cock-up, I know that. But you didn't do anything to stop me. You were here. You saw the Cuda banana skin.
Cadell, no suicide pilot ever hurled himself upon disaster with half the determination that you did.
That is not fair, sir.
Fair? What do you think this is? Cricket? This is a filthy, stinking business. And the winner is the man who goes into the dirt and comes out smelling sweeter than the next.
Aren't you being wise after the event?
Esprit d'escalier? I don't think so. You remember our so-called friend, Mr. Johnson? You know, the one from the British Trade Mission who was so concerned about his friends.
Yes, I remember him.
Well, you may recall that I suggested we dine together in London.
Yes, I do.
At a certain club.
Yes.
You may also recall that I suggested to your considerable amusement that we had a rubber of bridge afterward.
Yes.
Do you remember the name of the club?
Yes, I do, sir. Parker's.
Parker's. Anybody, Cadell, with the slightest hint of sophistication knows that cards are taboo at Parker's. Ever since General Fortinbras shot himself in the parlor, having lost a fortune at the tables, you can still see the bullet hole in the wall.
You knew he was a phony.
Precisely.
Then you let me make a fool of myself.
Cadell, I am, after all, only human. I cannot prevent the inevitable.